And Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome back to my channel for this January 1st, 2021 update. I'm going to bring you up to speed on where we currently sit with the channel, including what has been accomplished, and inform you of my plans for 2021. Before I get into that, however, I hope everyone had a happy and safe holiday season, and I hope you have been able to spend some time with your family, or at the very least been able to connect with them virtually to celebrate the end of 2020. I also want to wish everyone a happy new year and hope that 2021 is a better year for each and every one of you. I also want to thank everyone who has subscribed to this channel, and if you have not yet subscribed, I encourage you to do so. I do release content quite frequently, and I encourage you to catch up on all the new content that I am planning for 2021. However, let's quickly summarize the channel thus far, and then I will go into what my 2021 plans are going forward. I started this channel back in March of 2020, after finally having the guts to sit down and start recording some videos to test out the waters. Since March, I have seen over 650 subscribers join this community and see new subs joining every single day, keeping us moving towards my next subscribers goal of 1,000 subs. During that time frame, I have begun several video topics, from how to use Fantasy Grounds Unity at a basic level, running through a sample campaign, I started the creation of a custom campaign, and finally going into details on various classes and their associated features. Of the 4 topics that I have released, the tutorial on using Fantasy Grounds still sees the highest views, with the sample campaign coming in next. However, the various class topics, when you total up their total views, are slowly catching on the 2 earlier video topics combined. And because they are a little more focused on what they are portraying, that is not an unexpected result. In total, at the time of this particular recording, I am just over 57,000 total views. Far more than I ever expected to see, so thank you for spending some of your time with me, and I hope you found something useful in that process. I'm working diligently to ensure that 2021 sees more focused content with smaller video segments, much like my last few recordings, so that you are able to watch the videos without having to remember where you left off. I have, however, reached a few recording milestones in relation to this channel. The first is that I have now recorded over 100 videos, with 11 of those currently scheduled out for release over the next 4 weeks. The next milestone is that I have finally recorded the last of the base classes provided by the Player's Handbook and the Dungeon Master's Guide, and only have 1 subclass left before I can finally get to those released by other supplements. That alone is a huge milestone, as there is a massive amount of hours and content in those videos that are also seeing a general increase in views as more players find their way to this particular channel. The third milestone is that I'm tackling videos related to older classes and their subclasses while going through the content of the newly released Tasha's Cauldron of Everything supplement, allowing me to slowly close the gap between the older content while explaining some of the newer content as well. The last milestone is that I think I have finally found a video formula that seems to work for the class guides, in that I have broken them down into 3 or 4 smaller segments, and that in turn has seen a drastic increase in views and retention times, so I believe those changes are helping the community out a bit. Alongside that milestone is the use of the table of contents features that YouTube introduced shortly after I started releasing videos, though I did not realize it was there until much later on. I believe the table of contents is helping people find the information in the various videos more easily, but I've not yet had time to backfill those older videos, and I'm almost on the verge of asking the community to give me a hand, as there is a lot of them that still don't have those table of contents. As for 2021, I will be continuing to cover the class content as much as possible, and as I'm now into the phase where most of the recordings are subclasses and changes to existing classes, I believe I will now be able to get back into focusing on the custom adventure that I had started and get that progressing once again. I have also been able to pre-record several videos in advance, such that I have my Monday morning releases already scheduled out to the end of January, and am currently writing the scripts for additional TCOE videos to advance that schedule out to the same time frame, which would be my Thursday releases. I will admit, however, that I did sacrifice several evenings to get many videos recorded and edited to ensure that I can start to open that window up so that I can focus a bit more on the custom campaign, as that really is my end goal. There are several plans, however, that I'm looking at for 2021 overall. The first is to continue to showcase the classes and their subclasses for 5th edition, as that is a big part of Fantasy Grounds when it comes to Dungeons & Dragons, and showing how to set up those actions and features should allow players to use those guides for a quick reference, so they can focus more on the story rather than trying to figure out the interface. This way, other DMs can simply point their players towards these guides and allow them to use those guides as a local quick reference for themselves and their classes. It'll also alleviate those other DMs from having to worry about teaching newer players how to play the class they have chosen. The next is to polish off more of the custom campaign behind the scenes and then begin to showcase what I did. And if there's at any point where a new tutorial is required for that, get it recorded and released. And I know there are still several outstanding aspects to that I'm working towards, but I haven't quite gotten to those locations yet or settings in order to be able to record them. Because technically, I'm still in the phase where I'm fleshing out the storylines, which have to be done in order to really properly plan out the various maps, their encounters, any puzzles or traps that have to be placed, and any other event that needs to take place in the overall campaign. I will also keep releasing newer supplemental tutorials while working on the older modules to get them caught up. And there's a lot of them left to do, so I have plenty of content I can create to keep those things updated while backfilling all the existing modules. Finally, I'm also thinking of getting into some additional content that is not related to Fantasy Grounds, but is still related to Dungeons & Dragons. And I know I've said this before, but I'm not really yet ready to release any more information on that as I'm still working on the concept. It all comes down to how much time the above tasks take versus what I have for available time in real life, and if there's any spare time that I can make use of to do that. Thank you again for all the input, questions, and general comments that you have contributed to this community. I have learned quite a bit this year on how I can be a better dungeon master and player, and overall seen a marked increase in my prepared scripts to help better impart the information I've been learning. I hope that I continue to learn and improve in those areas while also improving the overall quality of my content for the benefit of this community. Happy holidays, Happy New Year, and I wish you the best in 2021 and the years following. Thank you.